Yo, 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 welcome back to another Beaumont Weekly. Today, we've got a big day of site visits. We're gonna be walking around Baring Street, which is making loads of progress. We're gonna be going to Buzzers Bar. We're gonna be going to Darlington to look at a site we've just brought, and then going to check on the big site where we're walking through floor plans, loads of other fun stuff, and then down to Wakefield to meet a new project manager. And the whole day, we're accompanied by this man, Adam. He makes me look very small. We'll crack on with a good day, enjoy the vlog, see you soon. Lovely stuff.
Oh wow.
Like almost office hybrid bedroom. For anyone that works from home now, we're trying to weatherproof them, do you know what I mean, for the next 5-10 years. I had a wall here that ran the whole span up to the top. You can see roughly where we pulled it out. Over 2 stages, ripped the whole thing out. These guys pulled all the floor out. The floor was up to about here. The bricks are in good condition, to be fair. We don't need to touch the bricks, but we will render around to the sill. We'll render all the way along. So it'll just like clean up this whole area, will then have its own presence. Be a massive ensuite in here. They're using this as their welfare on site. They can come in here, sit down, they might have a microwave or a kettle and a running toilet. So the whole thing was pretty much open plan. You had this existing wall there, but everything was, it stunk of piss. There was a mattress here that was like stained and someone was living here. You wouldn't believe people, like, fuck knows how they live in it. Fridge back there, boilers going up in the corner, but you typically only need one 500 unit for each tenant, in each room. So you get 5 of it along there. Just let the tenants self-organise. Yeah. Sometimes you just have to leave it to them. They're one of the most commented on things by tenants. They see a big shower, they're like, imagine that for them. Every day, I'm gonna get myself ready in a really nice environment with a great shower. I'm gonna feel clean. It's just a clear win. I don't know why more landlords don't do it. And we've managed to eat up loads of space because this was the circulation corridor. This was where you walked around up the stairs, but we pushed it all the way up into that area to get the ensuite in. From an eyeball, you have to be able to go, can I get another, because you're going to make a purchase decision based on what bedrooms and what ensuites you can get in. So from an eyeball, I pretty much know exactly where and what things will go. This was the only question mark of this property. We were like, what orientation will we put this ensuite at? It was going to go over there, but we sort of played around with it more and more each time we came back. And then we found out squeezing into here, this is where the drainage goes. So the soil pipe runs down and then meets the others in the suspended ceiling below, but it also runs up to the next floor one, which I'll show you. So these are the old chimney breasts, and they'll run the whole way up to the top, and you've got all these alcove spaces to the sides, and we just use those to sink in the drainage and then to sink in a wardrobe. And then we managed to get 3 good-sized bedrooms up here as well. This was tiny. We knocked out pretty much all of the studs. So each bathroom, obviously with the condensation, we have extractors for them. They have to then, somehow that extractor has to get outside. That's it, yeah. That's every room, mate. The whole shebang. Everything structurally with this property that could have gone wrong, pretty much went wrong, other than subsidence, which is the big one. There's just so much failing in the property, but we bought it super cheap. A light grey with a tint of blue, bit seaside towny, make it stand out, make it really nice. And it helps with marketing shots and things like that. We're done at Baring Street, but now we're gonna head down to Buzzers Bar, show Adam Buzzers Bar, eyeball some other sites, and make our way to Darlington. So join us, road trip. Just down there at the high street, and then you can walk straight up into the high street we were just in then. And then this is all parking that was existing for the bar, so we'll get away with using this. The way we calculate our numbers is to try and pull out most of the capital we've put in, as well as paying off all the debts, obviously. And then you've got that pot of cash and substantial income to feed that cash to go and buy another one. And then keep recycling and just recycle it out of different projects. So the more you uplift the value, obviously your capital cost for the property, the money you paid for it, is diluted by the uplifted value and more units and better yield you can get out of the property. So if you add a floor, as long as you're doing it on a spend £1, make £2, make £3 basis, then that margin of those £1 or £2 difference is what you're diluting the land acquisition cost for, which is obviously fixed. So now we've bought it, we could just keep it as is, but if we could spend £1 and make 2 or 3 by adding a new floor, then we're diluting that land acquisition cost, making the return on our capital deployed even better. And this is a trick for every property we get. We try and do that in some way, whether it's boosting yield through HMOs and better income, or by adding structural elements to a building, like an extension, a loft, to try and dilute that land acquisition cost. The great thing about this building is that it's so open plan, but we've compartmentalised the building into 2 sections, so it's apartments that end with that stair access, and they're separate to these HMO tenants, so you can try and split the traffic. Well, you get an 8-bed HMO and 3 apartments, same on the next floor, and then 5 apartments on the loft, and then maybe 1 apartment in the basement. So we'll see, but you get a load in this building. This is another escape, and originally, when looking at this property, it was like, oh, this could be the one for the HMOs, and then we just feed it up to the new floor. But then we lose a bedroom and a half on this floor, bedroom and a half on the next floor. That's about 3 bedrooms, and then we also make it a bit fiddly on the new floor with the circulation corridor. Or we pull all this out, brick it off, and we get 3 bedrooms, almost 3 bedrooms back with more space, and do an exterior escape that's a bit easier to manage. So we were in here last week pulling out the suspended ceiling so that you could see the steels. Needed the structural engineer to have a look at these steels and these slabs to see what rebar's in the slabs, to see how strong the concrete is, to hold the floor that's going to go on top. But you can see they rest on the columns. Get a go on this. This is a proper trophy. Oh shit. Wait, we're keeping that? Oh no, it's lost its head. Let's keep that. Yeah. Memento. We're keeping it.
No, put it down.
No, we're keeping it.
It's a reminder that we're winners.
No, where's that going?
It's going in our bedroom.
No, it's not.
It's going in our bedroom windows.
Put it down.
It's our bedroom windowsill.
No, put it down.
When we finish this place, we'll give it a little shelf and just like stick it on the top.
It's better than bringing it back.
Yeah, but we've got to bring it back. Oh no, look, it's got a crack like down the middle.
No.
You can't tell from a distance.
Well, you can't from a distance.
Right, on to the next one.
Yeah, on to the next. Let's go. Starbucks, I think. Get off me. So we're here in Darlington. This is Eldon Place. I referred to this one in the last 2 vlogs, I think. We've now got it, we've secured it. 18 apartments at a minimum, but we're gonna go for an extra planning permission for 4 extra apartments and get 22 units out of it. 22 1-beds, good location, local park, good residential area, very close to Darlington town centre. There's employment around there with Argos fulfillment centre. There's more fulfillment centres, there's an Audi one. So we know it's gonna be a good area for tenants, then it's already mostly stripped out. Good project. Nice. Right, now we'll Northgate building, check on the progress there. Okay, so we are here at the Northgate project. As you can see, they got the chute up now for the first floor as they're starting to do all the strip out works. We're talking about foundations, structural engineer requirements. Now we've got all the reports back in. So there's a lot of stuff to dig through today. And here he is. Mate, are you wearing a shirt?
What the lads said, they thought I had no top on.
Yeah, that's what I thought, mate. Obviously this place, the whole building was just loads of partition walls. So we're going through the process now of finishing gutting it all out so we can look at all of these steels, which is a conversation today.
Yeah, I mean, me and my dad have been through the drawers. Basically, all these steels here, he wants a big trowel pit here.
Fucking hell. It's not like a scan you can get. But the main thing for us is establishing this tender so that I know where we are from a funding standpoint. Maybe what we do is have a preliminary conversation with Omar, and then we'll have to figure out what is a contingency for a worst case scenario here.
Like I say, now it's a time where we need to be proactive in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Get them answers this week so that this doesn't stop here.
And have Omar on the ball.
Yeah, that's it.
Hello, you alright? Square metre and a half chunk.
Full of lobby there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not much to it at all.
Yeah, that does make sense, doesn't it? A useful piece of real estate in this building that we're not optimising might be the elevator shaft.
Basically this part of the bin store, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's an error in the plans. I think so. I think this has got to be our solution for that tank. I don't know why this is coming there. I'm saying put the stairs outside. This has got to change because at the moment there's a condition with the council.
Where that, unless that's active.
The bins aren't adequate, yeah. Potentially bring out this whole space to about here, so you've still got a good entrance, but then that's all your dedicated bin store. Is he not?
No, he's showing it at that end, he's showing 3 here, but there's obviously a 4th one.
That's not bad if we can keep it. I thought it was going to be out here.
No, that's what I keep it at the door for. I'll just square that up.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
It was obviously a different
I mean, it was quite a grand upstairs, wasn't
I
it?
went to the ceiling roof upstairs.
Oh, you got it. Ooh, not seen this yet. Look at you tease. I'm tingling. Maybe we could make this the internal the internal cupboard for this apartment, and take it away from there. Key off the room a bit nicer, and just move it into there. We didn't know these beams were here, did we?
No.
They're all wooden beams, aren't they? That's Steve. He basically eats walls.
You see like that, you see them little slats?
Yeah, yeah.
There's slats everywhere. But yeah, I mean, he's got this down as pus field.
The spec you wanted, I said to him we want that for this one and Eldon Place.
Showing something over there as well.
Yeah, I saw that for the stairs. But we can't keep the timber ones though, can we?
I don't know.
Or would they work for if it's just a loft, I suppose?
Steve, smash!
Smash, Steve!
Have you asked me? No one else?
because you're the man, mate. You're the man. No one else is the man. In between each, so here there'll be a lobby area that one services the stairs up, the other one services all of the apartments. That makes sense. Sometimes you've got to do manual labour on these things. Go! Go! As you can see, we're stripping out the first floor now. It's all coming out, exposing all the beams above. You can see the ceiling here. This used to be quite a grand room. It would have been quite cool back in its day. But now we're going to gut it all out and then assess what we're going to have to do with all these floor levels. So when we bought this, we always knew the loft was going to be a ball ache. All these things that we're having problems with now, all because of that loft. But if we can get the loft, the value of getting that loft is major. But obviously the cost is major as well. And it's making sure that the cost, like talking about that thing on the lower ground floor, that's a major cost. And that suddenly starts balancing the scales in, oh, do you actually need the loft now? So it's all a juggling act, and you've got to kind of like pull on different levers to see what works. But there is always a sweet spot, and there's just a bit hit and hope. Some points you just have to go, well, fuck it, let's just see what happens. Because it's analysis paralysis, otherwise you get caught trying to analyse all these different variables and you don't really know what's going to happen until you start pulling it away. Like just then, we were talking about, we don't actually know what's holding up that loft until we pull out that ceiling. We might pull it out and it's great news, we might pull it out and it's not so great news. Yeah, there's a lot of other stuff to talk about. There's a lot of details that I can't really translate on camera. We're now looking to do the exterior fire lining and starting to get all the studs in for that as a means of carrying on with works. We overlay different jobs on site so that we can keep the site moving at a quick speed. And obviously these boys, being joint venture partners with us on other sites, are incentivised to want to get this going as quick as we can and keep the site rolling. So I'm going to walk you downstairs now to talk about a major problem that could be an issue for us. So we're here on the lower ground floor and you can see all this steel goes into the slabs. Now a problem we might have is the structural engineer has now assessed all the steelwork in this building, but has got a very vague summary that these foundations need to be adequate to carry the load of the new loft weight all the way down these steel columns into the foundations. And he wants surveys of all these foundations and the exterior foundations to prove what size of foundations are here and that they're adequate enough to take that weight, which means digging a 2.5 metre trench around all of these steels. The exterior wall, it just becomes a really expensive task. So that currently is a major question mark, and this always happens with developments. They're just minefields of question marks that you need to figure out as you go through the building process. There's only so many things you can clock from day one, but I'm confident that these will be adequate. But we can only know once we've got that detail, so we'll see. But that's it for this project. As you see, lower ground floor is pretty much stripped. We're keeping our welfare on site here and the toilets, and then as the upper floors complete, and we'll get one apartment done quicker, then we'll move the welfare up and then strip all of this out. But we're getting closer and closer, and as the property is stripped out, it's much easier to then see the canvas and go, right, this is what we now need to do next. So yeah, that's it for Darlington, and now we're gonna, I mean, Adam's had a great time.
I heard in a whisper, right, that
Look at him, he's a dragon. Yeah, we're gonna shoot back down now to Wakefield and go meet a project manager. Let's go. So, we're just back at Denbydale briefly because I had to pick up this Virgin Wi-Fi router. Virgin have taken 6 weeks and 5 engineer visits to try and fit the new cable from a local cabinet into the building, and they can't do it, and each time they're useless to communicate with. This isn't a rant about Virgin, but it is a rant about Virgin. So we've sacked them off, so I'm going to send them back their little router, and we got BT to come in and fix it, and BT have been so much more helpful, giving us some information about what the problem is and what the diagnosis is, whereas Virgin don't. They just go, yeah, there's a problem on the system, but we can't see what it is. We're just about to meet with our project manager, new project manager we're thinking of employing on our sites down this way to help us build out our capacity. Show him a site that we're going to be working on soon, Avondale, and then we're going to take him to another site to go to a viewing for a potential new purchase. If I'm honest, I think it's overpriced, but we'll see. So 2 question marks about this. Yeah. Do the foundation, will they take the load of another floor and the roof? Yeah. And also, see that party wall? What we don't want to do is be subject to the neighbour's permission to do this one. The architects proposed to knock all this down. If we can retain this and just get a survey on the foundations, and just build on top of this, then we save costs and materials. Yeah, definitely. But we may have to set it back to stay away from the party issue. Is that something you deal with? You'd handle the neighbours?
Yeah, we do part of all agreements.
Yeah. So that's this side. You can see, and then obviously new roof. You can see what they've done, and we're thinking the same. We could get 4 units up there. Yeah. The other major structural thing is moving the stair core, blocking it off where it is, but then opening up a new stair core. Now it's a bit of a waiting game. See what the council think of our pre-application. Hopefully it comes back okay, but we just can't know what that feedback's going to be until they give us some comments, and then we'll go in, revise the plans. If they say positive things, then we'll go for a full application and start tendering the work schedule and the programme and hopefully get this one cracking by the end of summer. We'll see, there could be major delays. On we go, we've got a viewing now. I've no idea really what to think of it, I've not seen inside. They want 485, I don't think it's worth that. Location-wise, for HMOs, and the commercial unit, I don't think it'll be a problem. Yeah, they said they've got a buyer or an offer on the table that's set at a reasonable price. Yeah. This is the kind of stuff we're looking for, but ideally more run down. Yeah. You know, stuff that's run down is great because we're not paying the premium for something we're going to rip out anyway. So you got an offer on this already, haven't you?
We have, yeah.
Yeah, okay. God, it's quite a big space, you know, a bit of a TARDIS this one. Have a little wander. Was it all furniture shop upstairs as well? Because I imagined a window per room. And that kind of works. No, I think you could get probably a 7 or 8 bed on each, this floor and the floor above. Yeah, because I think you could get 1 room per window. But you'd have to gut out quite a lot and assess what you can and can't move. You get 2 bedrooms out of this. And then you just stuck a partition in, pull out the breast. They'd have to be quite long rooms with the ensuite set back, but I think you could probably get 6 along the front. I just think the price they want for it is $460. I just don't really see it making sense. It's a good location. It looks like they've got big pieces of steel that run through on the other side. Maybe they're sat on here. I think there might be something solid in here. They're sat on this. This is probably a supporting column, and there's probably another beam that runs along. Ooh, look at that, exposed brick. This probably tells a better story. These are sitting on that beam, I think. And that beam is probably sitting on 2 columns. There's 1 column there, and they've got 2 big beams spliced together in the middle, which means you can maybe hollow that out down there. The breast might be doing a lot of work as well, isn't it? Interesting space. You never know. 200 grand, how's that? Thanks, Jonathan. Cheers, man.
Yeah.
Have a good day, mate. What do you think of that one?
Just no windows at the back, is there? Not a lot of light at the back end.
Yeah, we have to punch out quite a few. I wonder if you could extend up on both sides as well. It's a lot of work for something that's, I don't even think they've got an offer around 460. I don't think they do.
Everyone else says they have an offer.
Exactly, yeah. Oh, mate, and everyone.
As soon as you said that to him,
yeah.
the offer, he changed his tune.
Yeah, and he was like, well, you never know. We had it today, literally had it today. Someone said, oh, I've got 140, it's for a little house.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I've got 140 offer. I was like, all right, well, it's 110, and that's it. And then they've come back to us 2 months later now, they've gone through the auction twice and gone, will you do 122? And it's like, no, mate, we'll do 110. Stays the same. Nice one, man.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. You too, mate.
Nice to meet you.
Have a good day, mate. That wraps up this one. I think they're just asking for a bit too much for this property, or they're chatting out of shit and they don't have a good offer on the table. So we'll see, we'll appraise it, maybe stick in a cheeky offer. They want 460, but I don't think you'd want to buy this for any more than 300. And sometimes that's just how it is, it just doesn't work. But we'll see, it's been a good day. Thanks for watching the video, hope you've enjoyed it. And obviously we've shown Adam around. Adam, you had a good time? Oh, Adam, you had a good time, mate?
Yeah, it was really good fun.
Yeah, nice one.